You've seen me do it.
Hey everyone, Boone here. Welcome back to AFOL Spotlight Live. I'm here with my friend Sam Hatmaker. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you.
I'm doing so good. I'm so glad you're like my official guest.
I'm excited to be here.
We've appeared together many times, but I've never had you as my official guest on Thursday night with AFOL Spotlight Live.
I'm excited to be here.
All right, everybody.
It's oh, sorry. I'm trying to find the chat online so I can actually have it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Oh, there it is. Done. now I can see what people are saying. Oh, it's funny because it's delayed too. I forget about that kind of stuff. Like it's behind.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that's not what I was. Yeah, I like your Star Trek shirt.
Thank you very much.
Yesterday was Gene Roddenberry's 99th birthday.
Oh my goodness! If only he was still with us.
If only. Gene created a world that was idealistic, where every single person was valued, and they weren't working for money or for betterment because commodities were available through replication. So it's one of the things people always say, oh, if everything's free, nobody's going to work for it. But it's not true. Like, even throughout history, there were scientists who were trying to discover things, or painters who were painting even when they weren't making any money at all. Like, and we still do that. And the idea of Star Trek is like each person works really hard to better themselves and to better the world around them, and it drives them to want to succeed and to get promotions in the force or the Starfleet.
Right.
And so it's an idealistic, beautiful world where everybody is equal and everybody is magical and or appreciated. So I built can I show it to you real fast?
Wait until after the intro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know there was
I love that that's what tonight is going to be like, everybody. Here on AFOL Spotlight Live.
Let's go. Time aboard this proverbial Winnebago. We're talking about the awesome fans of Lego. So build your mock and shift it into drive. It's time for AFOL Spotlight Live.
It doesn't go away as soon as I want it to. Welcome back, everybody. That was so funny. The longest cold intro in the history of AFOL Spotlight Live. I could have skipped the intro. We could have just kept going, and people would have been like, "Oh, what happened to the intro this week?"
That's totally me though. I'm totally the tangent person. Like I get on a topic. A friend today who actually told me, he's like, "You're so passionate. You get so excited about something that you're just like going, and it's like it's hard to stop you because you're excited." And I'm like, I have a childlike wonder about a lot of things still, and I get really excited.
That's what I love about you. That's what I love about you. Everybody. Look, I love everyone from Lego Masters Season 1.
So do I.
But Samuel, of course, Mark and I, we were in it together. We were bringing it together every week. We were spending every waking hour together, and sometimes napping at the same time. I love, all of the other people that I met, but I think Samuel Hatmaker is probably maybe the closest new friend I made on the show. I mean, like Mel and Flynn and Richard are right in there. Yeah. But I don't think I spent more time off camera with anyone than Mark and you.
And we had met like at a Lego convention like a year and a half before the show, and even when we got to casting, with on camera casting, where we're there in California like together, you walked in the hotel room or in the hotel building, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know him. And I ran over there. I was like, because it was so nice to see a familiar face and somebody else I knew who was an AFOL already, who really loved, who went to conventions, who really built. And because we were still at the part where we didn't really know what the show was going to be like. It could have been just a bunch of, people they found who were cute and they wanted them on TV. And so we weren't sure what it was. And so to see other actual builders that we knew from the community was like, I know that person. I know that person. I didn't know what Aaron looked like, and so when I met him there, I met him and I'm like, okay, cool, nice to meet you. But then when I looked up his stuff later, I'm like, oh, I've seen all this stuff before. I know this person.
That was the crazy thing is I didn't know you were the only person I recognized at, well, let's see, at casting finals, I recognized Rich Boy J, and I recognized you. And I didn't recognize anybody else, and I didn't recognize anybody else that made it to the final cast, but I had seen Tyler's stuff. I had seen Aaron's stuff. I had seen Flynn and Richard's stuff online, right?
Yeah, totally.
Hey, let's say hi to everybody real quick. Douglas N. Luca is here. Shy Time is My Time is here. Nate Simro. Brickaroo Bonsai. I love that name, Brickaroo Bonsai. Jeff McElwee. Fallen Tree 23. Marlisa. Marlisa's
Hi,
here
Marlisa.
tonight. Thomas Wheaton. Alyssa. Christopher Coster. Dave Morgan, one of our lovely, lovely moderators. Thank you so much for being here. Jake Sadovich, the Jake Sadovich of the Ship in a Bottle fame. We've got Moto, Leah Chan. This is like an all-star cast in...
When you asked me to be here, I go, Moto will be there. I know Moto will be there and say hi. So I'm like, so excited to see Moto too.
Can you all hear? I saw one person in the chat say they couldn't hear Sam very well. Is Sam's coming through? Mark Crookshank is here.
Am I just mumbling? Is that why they can't hear me? Because
I don't know.
Very possible.
All right. Hopefully they can hear you. I can hear you. Well, let's so you were just talking about the Star Trek the IDIC.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. I'm gonna full screen you.
So the Star Trek and IDIC is a symbol designed by Gene Roddenberry. It's a Vulcan symbol, and it means infinite diversity and infinite combinations, like humans, like Lego pieces. Actually, that's how I really when I heard the word, I'm like, that's like Lego, infinite diversity, infinite combinations. We can have 5 people make the same thing. It's all going to be different. And so I wanted to take that symbol and make something special for Gene's birthday. And I started making it exactly like the symbol is in the show, where it's a circle with a smaller circle.
I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up so people can see it.
Okay.
You keep talking. Triangle.
And I started making it that way. And I was really kind of like underwhelmed by it. I was like, I like sculptural, like something, and I wanted it, but I still wanted to keep the essence of it. I wanted to keep the triangle. I wanted to keep the circle, and I wanted, so what I came up with, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. And that's actually the picture. The picture I use is that one that's highlighted right there, the one that's the big one. That's the one I used as my reference material. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this. So what I did, I'm going to take my camera for a second. And here
you can see it hanging around Spock's neck.
Yeah.
Here it is a little bit closer as it was seen in the show.
And so what I did was I turned the circle in the middle into the Enterprise's circle. And then I made space and then, warp drive. And so when you get down, it's actually 3-dimensional. Like there's the ship and it comes around. So it's like a sculpture. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. So it's actually a sculpture. And you can take the ship off and fly it around if you want to. And I tried to use old pieces. Yeah, it's swooshable. If you notice inside the warp coils right there, those are those old like robot bodies, like the
cool.
The 1x2 brick with the studs on all sides of it and the little tail piece. So I tried to use some old pieces in there, and there's some other odd little things here and there. I didn't show you like my favorite little nod to Lego was I put the this little gold circle and then a hot dog to make the classic space symbol from Lego. I'm like, that was my little homage to like classic space, because you, like me, had a lot of, I think this whole panel right here is all classic space, and they kind of bleed off into the next panel. I have a lot of classic spacemen, so I'm like, yeah.
It's awesome.
Thanks.
I love it. I want to see that thing in person eventually.
The ship's only like the ship's saucer is probably like this. It's not very big really. I really want to make some more Star Trek things now, so I think I'll be in the next few weeks. I'm going to start making a few more. I want to make the modern. They have a new modern classic ship where it's like the updated version of the classic ship, and I'm like, I think I want to try that one because it's got a weird angle with the warp drives where they're actually tilted backward. Right. And I want to see if I can do it. So I'm like, I'm gonna try a new one. I'm gonna try another one
from like the J.J. Abrams movie, right?
Yeah.
And, hey, real quick, I just gotta say, IR Brick Reviews. Thank you very much. IR Brick Reviews gives can I do this from here? Gives a $2.99 super chat. I'm trying to find it, and for some reason I can't find it over here, so I can't pop it up on the screen. It was too long ago. I waited too long. I'm very sorry. IR Brick Reviews, thank you so much for supporting Boone Builds here on the live chat. Don't let me interrupt you. Go ahead,
Oh,
Sam.
sorry. Somebody asked about the Wonder Woman there. I do them by eye. I know there's computer programs if you want to like do it. Like you can find them online. There's definitely some mosaic makers online. It'll tell you what to do. I like to do them by eye. I think I find more organic color blending that way. Like a lot of times when you do it through a computer system, it's not gonna, like if you look at this one up close, there are like spots in her face where she's got like orange ones, or her tiara's got green in there, and there's like purples and spots that would never have purple. Because I'm blending with my eyes. So what I do, if you want to try it at home, I take a picture, and in the computer I put a grid on it, like on top of it. So it's like when you were in school and you had to draw a small picture into a bigger picture, you like take this square and draw that what's in that square. Like I do that. So I draw a grid on the picture, and then I take each square by square, going, okay, that one is close to pink, or that one is close to tan, or that one is, and sometimes there'll be like 50 of them look all like the same shade of brown, and you can't use it, so you have to like, oh, it looks too blocky. So I start taking ones out and going, okay, this one's going to be more of that caramel color, whatever, the burnt orange or dark orange or whatever they call it. And then, or I take one out and put, this one's got to be more some pink inside the tan, so it gives her some dimension to her face. So that's what I do. And I literally just finished a few days ago. I haven't sent it out yet. A commission for John's wife contacted me to do a portrait of them. So I just finished them, and I'm super excited because I think they look so cute, and it's like all the pictures they sent, like they're so much in love.
Hold that back up. I just made you a solo layout.
Trying to get the light. So, but all the pictures she sent were like, they're so much in love. You can see they've been together for a long time, and they were all these different like the first thing I asked her, because she sent a bunch of pictures, I go, a lot of these have sunglasses, and so you won't see the eyes, but they were so, like, you see there were moments like that was at SeaWorld, she said, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I understand, like, we all have pictures that are not like the perfect picture, but it's a good memory for us. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that one, because it just, their composition, the bright color behind them, I'm like, and they just were so happy and in love, and I'm super excited. So I think it's a surprise for him. So I think he doesn't know anything about it yet. So I'm super excited, like, to hear the reaction when I send it out and he gets it. So it'll be good.
That's awesome. What's his name?
John.
John. Awesome.
The Luttrell, I think this is the last name, John Luttrell.
Okay.
And
all right.
His wife Vicky contacted me. I love it. I'm like, it's so. I feel honored when I could be a part of somebody. Like, I've done wedding portraits for people before.
Yeah.
But when
how did they find you? I feel like John might be a watcher here on Boone Builds, or maybe part of the AFOL community on Facebook or something.
I think he is. I mean, I think he's definitely an AFOL. Vicky contacted me, so I don't know exactly how she found me. I know they're part of the Lego adult fan group, and I know they watch the show and stuff. So, but a lot of people just find me on my website, or they find me like through one of these, like when I was talking with Richard and Flynn, like they're like,
yeah,
oh,
well, let's go to your website in a minute, but I gotta say, Melissa, one of our biggest mutual fans, yeah. She loves you, she loves me. Probably the largest donation I've ever had to my live stream, $99.99 super chat, Melissa.
Wow,
you've super chatted for life. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
I will. I'll buy Sam a big cheeseburger. A pair of new Nikes from the employee store. Something.
Melissa actually just sent me something in the mail too. I actually have it. It's on my door right here. You can see on my door, there's a big S there. She made that for me and sent it to me. And it's glow in the dark paint. So at night, when I flip off my light, it glows big S and bright. Like, It's so. Thank you, Melissa. That is so awesome.
Thank you, Melissa. Woo! I wish I had like some of those lights hooked up that would like
It's a
make
flash.
horns and. All right.
That would be awesome.
Thank you so much, Melissa. You've been such a tremendous support always. And we also have here from Shane. Shane. Oh, we know Shane from the Tricky Brick stream with $10.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shane. Shane doesn't send us a message. Shane, for $10, man, I'll read almost anything you put in that chat. Thank you so much, Shane. I appreciate it. $10 is huge. $99 is huge. $2.99 is they're all incredible supports of what we do here. Thank you all so much.
Some of your friends are doubting you. Jeff said Sam's never gonna get that cheeseburger. We all know.
I'll buy you a cheeseburger. Look, here's.
I love that they're calling
you
out already. And you have time.
Put my money where my mouth is. Well, I've made kind of a joke of that I've said over and over again that I'm going to pay my guests or I'm going to pay my moderators, and I probably am at the point now where I should do that. So and with a $100 super chat, I should certainly send you. What do you want? If I send you a gift card
you don't
for
need to
like,
send me anything. I'm good to go.
Well, we always have each other's back anyway, right?
Yeah,
so
like,
so the next time you come to Bricks Cascade, I'll buy you like 3 meals.
Well, that's it's really we do have each other. We became a family on that show. Like when COVID first started, I was actually having a really difficult time financially for like 2 weeks straight when it started because all my other jobs dried up, and I wanted to finish a portrait, and Mark sent me a giant box of like plates or of base plates so I could build on them because he's like, I don't use these, you can use them, and I'm like, that's awesome. And then I sent you a bunch of monorail pieces,
He said, okay, here's a message. Hi, Boone and Sam. $5. Thank you, Shane. Shane, huge deal. Thank you so much.
That is awesome. But
yeah, I'm saving that box that you sent me for to open in secret on an upcoming show here on Boone Builds.
Awesome.
So
I got delivered something yesterday. It's not mine. I don't get to keep it, but I'm gonna have a really fun weekend this weekend building it. I'm supposed to do a TV show next week where I go on and build this. So.
Oh.
I'm like, I know I'm going to spend time building this. I'm like, I want this so bad. I don't want to give it back to them. I'm like, no, I don't want it. And it's so heavy. I'm like, it's so big. And the instruction booklet is like, each one of them is like a catalog. It's like so big. I'm like so excited.
I'm very interested in that set. But I'm not going to go buy it because I have I find them interesting. I have interesting stories to go along with every time I've purchased
a big set.
No, a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh, okay.
So I've had 3 or 4 NESs in my life, and I have 3 or 4 incredibly interesting stories about finding them incredibly cheap, finding them in weird ways, getting them in sort of interesting ways. So I feel like the Lego NES, I need to let myself discover it in some interesting way.
Yeah, I love that. Like that is like magic. Like you know me, I have another name, and the name came to me magic. I couldn't force it. It has to come to you at the right time. So I love that you're like, no, I'm going to be patient, and it will come to me sooner or later, and it'll come in an interesting way and in a magical way. So I love that you're open to that.
Sam,
speaking
of magic, there's something I usually don't start getting super chats until Q&A, but we're getting the super chats are coming in early and deep today. Bricks and Minifigs of Crest Hill are good friends from the Chicago area. Maybe Boone can buy you a cheeseburger at Brickworld Chicago 2021. Would love to get everyone together for a little party. Absolutely, yeah. We're looking forward to.
I'm a huge fan of Bricks and Minifigs. They've done a lot of things that I love, like a lot. So.
Well, Mark and I met at Bricks and Minifigs I love Bricks and Minifigs. I have a great relationship with a number of franchisees, and I've just recently struck up a relationship with one of the guys that works at the corporate office in Utah. They seem really awesome, and it started right here in the Portland area.
I love that, and I wish there was one near me because it's an amazing way to get pieces and parts and stuff that's not. I feel like I don't. As you see this wall back here, I do not need to buy any more sets because I have enough minifigures to last me. And this is all just non-licensed, and it goes on. And I could probably add another row down there, and then I have licensed, which is probably another half that amount in bags still. I do not need any more minifigures. I do not need to buy sets. I need to. All this stuff is filled with. I do not need to buy sets. I need to buy just parts when I need parts. And so I wish there was a Bricks and Minifigs near me because I could totally use that. Hi, Fallen Tree. Thank you for the $5.
He says, Shane number 2 says, hey, Boone and Sam. So thank you very much for another $5 super chat. Shane, I've seen you floating around on the various socials. So I'm excited to see. I think Shane was just talking about, I hope I'm not spoiling something. I'll just say an entry for Flynn and Richard's current build challenge, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I saw a glimpse of it today while I was getting ready for the live stream. So I can't wait to take a closer look, and I can't wait to see those entries. I love it.
Did you see Thomas Wheaton here too?
Thomas Wheaton?
Yeah, Thomas Wheaton just did a $50 super chat.
What? Where?
$49.99.
Holy smokes, Thomas Wheaton, $49.99.
What?
Gee whiz, Thomas. Let us know if you have a message. Mark Kirkshank said, yay, we did it. Yeah, or yeah, we did what? Yeah, we did have fun on the show? What were we talking about that Mark responded? Yeah, we did.
Oh, became a family. I bet you that was.
Became a family? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man. Thomas.
I
Thomas.
love that picture he's got on there too.
Thank you so much, Thomas. $49.99 super chat. This is going to be outrageous.
I want to know what Thomas's picture is. Can you tell me what it is?
Oh, it looks like I don't know. What is it? Does it look like an acorn? Or
I kind of thought it was a fruit of some kind. But then
kind of fruit, maybe?
I don't know. I would like some. I would like an.
If we could see the whole like bottom part. Let me hide it, and I'm gonna see if I can go. No, I can't do anything else with it. Well, thank you very much, Thomas. And we got to come down here to Calvin. Calvin says $5. Buy yourself a cheeseburger as well, Boone. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Calvin. We really appreciate it. Man, we have so many. The live chat tonight is thick with some serious AFOLs tonight. We've got Vision Bricks in the house. Who did meet at Vision Bricks? Who did you meet at Bricks and Minifigs?
Probably.
And we got Rob Ketcherside. Hey, Rob. Too many big super chats. Hey,
there's no such thing.
Yeah, and just so you know, listen. There's this phrase that people say, because I saw someone up say I would donate, but I can't use my credit card, or I don't have a credit card, or something like that. And I'm gonna look into the camera now. I'm looking at all of you. I don't want anyone here to feel like you're left out if you can't give a super chat. We're here. We're having fun. When we get to the Q&A, I'm going to try to read as many people's questions as possible, whether you give a super chat or not. I thank my super chat people because they are here, and what they do when they give money with a super chat makes it free for everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Like, the reason I'm able to take the time to put this stuff on YouTube is because of the people who are willing to pay some money for it. It's like the patron model, right? Back in the olden days,
someone paid Shakespeare to write a play.
Someone paid Shakespeare to enjoy it, right? And we're still enjoying Shakespeare's plays, right? Because somebody paid for it. So the way I think of it is like in the Boone Builds community, some people pay and some people play, and we're all having fun. So
that's
here we go.
I live with the fairies. That's how you pitch in what you have. And that's community. That's what community is, and that's what the AFOL community is. And we like to just talk to each other anyways, and just chat. And we'll have fun, and so it's enjoyable. And that people are being generous and making this possible to it's wonderful. I feel very honored that like that's awesome.
So I'm still getting some people saying that they can't quite hear you. I'm gonna see if I can drill into my audio and pull down my mic a little bit,
and then maybe a little closer to me. Is that better? Like
actually, whatever you did there, you sounded really clear for a moment.
I put my hands on the sides. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Still like that? No.
I feel like I hear you fine.
I'm sorry, people. Like I could put headphones on.
It says Sam is a soft talker. Oh, do you have headphones with a mic on the?
I have the like earbuds that have a microphone. Like but
yeah, try it.
I have to connect into Bluetooth and all that stuff. I don't know if it might take like 5 minutes. Should I still try it? Like
I don't know. I can entertain people. I'll just read people's chats while you're doing that. We'll see if we can make it work. It's fine. Moto says Sam is a soft talker. I think maybe I'll
accuse me of being a soft talker before ever. Like
yeah, I don't think that's the problem. I think it's I'm going to my sound settings as well, and I'm going to go to my input device properties. This is the interesting. Maybe if I go to my settings here.
I'm gonna do something for a second. My camera might go away because
that sounded better.
It sounds better. I haven't done anything yet.
Well, it did for a second. I don't know why. We're trying to get Sam back. He's plugging in.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to.
I'm looking for. Okay, hold on. What is this?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it better or worse?
It sounds much louder. Hey, everybody in the chat, let us know.
I'm wearing my...
Does that sound louder?
If it sounds louder, we're good to go. I'm good. It feels weird only wearing one, but on any phone calls, the other one doesn't work. So it's really weird because you're wearing two, but only one's working. So now everybody else is in mono to me, but I'll be, I'm good to go.
Okay, there is a delay now because I think it's probably because of the Bluetooth connection, but I think people will be able to hear you better. So let's go with that. We're going with it. We're good to go. Someone says much better. Fallen Tree says he sounds like ground control. So I'm out in space and you have to say some. No, it's good. I think we've traded some volume for quality, but let's go with it. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Oh man, I feel like there's
so many chats in there.
We could do nothing for another hour and a half, and we would all be having fun. Should we?
There is so many chats. I can't even catch up. I'm like, it's like what? I'm sorry. I have a question. I don't know. I'm like, okay.
Should we do some?
No, we didn't get.
What? You want to answer a question?
Oh, somebody goes, did you get to keep your figures from the show? And I'm like, no. That was the biggest thing that made me sad. Like, they give us this figure every week, and we might have to return it. And then at the end of the show, like, can we at least keep these? I mean, it's one minifigure, for God's sakes. Nope, nothing. We got none of it. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, one minifigure. I wanted it so bad. I have my own version, but I'm like, I wanted that one, you know?
Moto says Boone is Major Tom because you sound like ground control. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't feel like look, Justin Ramsden, our dear friend who is an incredible product designer in Denmark. He designed those minifigures. Did you know that? He designed our sig figs for the show. I love him. He's incredible. He has designed things that I could never even come close to designing. But I feel like my personal sig fig has some things that are very particularly me that are not the same on the show sig fig. So I didn't really have it would be cool to have it. It would certainly be cool to have it, but I didn't have a strong connection to my sig fig. I thought it would be cool, but you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. No, I get that completely. And I try to be a Lego purist. I try not to use non-Lego pieces. And I try not to paint pieces unless it's absolutely not possible. Like you know, I did a Madonna minifigure series where I did a whole like the packaging and everything.
Show us. Can you show us?
Oh, yeah, I can grab it. Yeah, I didn't even think to take it down.
So y'all are gonna love this. It's an entire custom collectible minifigure series.
Like, you know, like
Sam
minifigures
created.
come in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I designed a series
I'm gonna full
of
screen you again.
minifigures of Madonna through. Oh yeah, so it's Madonna through the years from 1977 when she moved to New York to 2017 when she did her last album, and there's all these different versions. But this skirt piece was only ever available in red, so I painted it in that tan color, and so I feel beautiful. You know, like it was one. But I hardly ever paint or touch anything. And then I did the check sheet and the packaging, so it all matches, like it fits with the series, And I've actually shown it at conventions, and people are like, "How did I miss a whole series? Where can I get them?" Like, and I'm like, "It's not real. Like, it's not a real thing." And they're like, "But the check sheet and everything," and I'm like, "It's you know, like I worked in toys for 20 years. I designed. Yeah. I worked at Marvel. I made action figures. I made I made role play toys. I made Spider-Man things that you shoot. And so I made packages and things for prototypes for new toys for years. So I know how to do that stuff. And so when I was working on the project, I'm like, I want it to feel real and I want it to be, you know, accurate. So I went the extra steps to do the photography and to lay out that project with designing the little figure body parts, taking the photography, cutting all the photography out, designing the background, designing the packaging. That's probably like 60 plus hours of work to do that one set of 20, and I only have one set. And so
okay, so quick, when I saw your custom minifigs,
I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, you can't?
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna go back to the old way. Sorry.
Okay.
How about now? Gone.
How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Am I back to regular now?
Can you? Yeah, you're back to regular now.
I can't hear you still.
You can't hear me. You can't hear me?
What?
Maybe you need to disconnect your Bluetooth. Can you turn your Bluetooth off?
Oh.
Bluetooth.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah.
1 second.
Hey, Jeff, wait. Jeff McElwee with $10 weekly donation. Move along. Thank you. You're back. Am I back? Can you hear me?
Still.
No.
Should I refresh?
Yeah, maybe. All right, everybody. Jeff McElwee, thank you very much. We've got Sam. This has already been one of the most wild AFOL Spotlights I've ever experienced. Let's see if he's back. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine.
Yes. Good. All right, we're back.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. We tried this yesterday and it worked fine.
Yeah, well, I think I hear you fine. So
I will just talk my old way, my super loud way.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know, maybe your device is like trying to compress your thing or something. Oh, Ben Kahn, one of our moderators, says, "Hi Sam, it's great to see you. I hope you're doing well."
Oh, thank you. I'm doing very well. I've met Ben. Like, it's nice to see you.
And Dave Morgan, great stream, and we're only 30 minutes in. Yeah, this has been wild. I feel like if there was an agenda for tonight, it's gone out the window. It's totally fine. Hey, but when I saw your collectible minifigure, your Madonna series, I immediately knew that we were kindred spirits, because when I think about new ideas for Lego builds, like one of the first things I like to do is like design a logo. So like when I thought of Dupocalypse and I pulled Mark in and Perry and Brett started building for Dupocalypse the first year we did that, I designed the logo before I built any vehicles for Dupocalypse.
Yes.
And then I got to tell you this story. Do you know who Casey Neistat is?
Sounds familiar.
So Casey Neistat, I'm gonna share my screen. I used to be a huge Casey Neistat fan. He's a YouTuber.
I know him.
He has so this is a picture of Casey Neistat holding on his stream or on his live his daily vlog, and a 12-inch Casey Neistat action figure that I made for him and sent to him.
That
So
is
you can see here that
awesome.
this is, so I made the packaging. I made his, I can't sew that fine a detail, so I had someone on Etsy make the outfit for me, and his skateboard and his camera with the, with the Gorilla Pod on it, and I made the whole packaging, and then I sent it to him, and he's got millions of subscribers, and he is at that time was doing mail times with just tons and tons and tons of stuff. And he said in this episode, when he opened this action figure, he like, as he was opening it, he had already opened it, and he decided that he had to do a mail time about this because it was so, he loved it so much.
See, that's awesome.
And he said,
it feels good.
and he said to the camera, he was like, to everyone watching, he's like, this may be the best thing anyone has ever sent to me. And that's like when I won, and I feel like there's like a metaphor for life in there somewhere that like,
giving is so much better than receiving, because you feel this thing that's like this. I mean, maybe it's selfish. Maybe that's more selfish to give and love that feeling than it is to get stuff. But something about it is addictive. It's like, so it feels incredible. And I never knew you did custom action figures and stuff like that too, because that's how I got into toys in the first place. And right. I'm gonna show you something real fast, just because I can. Yeah. And I've got the power. Oh, there's my finger. There's my finger. Can I turn my camera around, or does it not do it? Well, I'm gonna go this way.
I don't know.
This is Fat Wonder Woman and Fat Cheetah, Wonder Woman's bag. I made those years ago, like using other things. I customized them both, and I'm just like, I love how actually that Wonder Woman there to the Mighty Mug one, that's actually a Phoenix Mighty Mug, and I repainted her and resculpted out later. Did the
it's awesome.
And stuff like that. But yeah, I used to do all kinds of customization, like, because I always want things I want. Like, it's one of the reasons, like, the Madonna minifigure series. I mean, that's one of the gayest things anybody's ever gonna make. You know what I mean? Like, and I while I'm on here real fast, I want to mention I make a lot of really gay things. I'm a flaming gay person. So and there is a group called the Gayfols, gay adult fans of Lego, and I always want to mention it for things because I know as a kid, if I had met other gay people who were doing the same thing I was doing, it would have been super nice to connect. So if you, just to tell everybody out there, if you want to meet a bunch of motorcycles, if you want to meet other gay fans of Lego and you feel like there's somebody else like you, there's a Facebook group, Gayfols. You can find it, and it's very friendly, and a bunch of people building amazing, crazy things, just like the regular AFOLs. But it's a good space for not getting judgment and not getting harassed for things. Because even in the AFOL community, which I think is an amazing family, like we are really great, there are times where you post something and people are like, "Well, rip it apart," and make it political. And my life is not political. Just because it's gay is not political. It's my life. It's not political. It's just who I am. So it's a safe space, and which I hate the term safe space. I hate the idea that needs to be, but it's an awesome thing. So if you want it, find it.
Well, and can we connect people to you too? Like, can we show people your website? Is your website a good place to go to? Yeah,
you can get through my website or Facebook, either one, or on Instagram. I'm on all those things, and I try to answer all messages.
Because if you were, and I want to get to the Bricks and Minifigs super chat here real quick, but before we do that, I just want to go to samthehatmaker.com.
Yep, that's it.
And because I feel like
it hasn't been updated in a long time. There's
if people can connect to you. And can they reach out to you here?
Yeah, there's a contact there.
Yeah, so you got commissions, artwork, merchandise, contact. And if people can, I feel like if people can reach you, then you can help them, find some of those other connections.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Bricks and Minifigs of Crest Hill, another $4.99. Thank you very much. The audio can't be worse than the first time we had Sam's partner Jessica on our live stream. Maybe you two can judge our next build contest. Okay.
Well,
so they must have had some challenges.
That's awesome.
All right. So let's see. Do you have any other mocks that you want to show that are in the room?
I can show all kinds of stuff, but like one of my favorite things I built in the last few years, and like I did. There's an old cartoon series from the '80s called Gem and the Holograms, and it was the cheesiest rock star cartoon, and I loved it. I was obsessed, and I built a whole Lego set built around it. So I did for like the parts I don't care about. First, I did a little stage with the Gem and the Holograms figures. So like there's the '80s like guitars, and like she's got her drum set back there, and she's got like this really '80s piano, like the keyboard and stuff like that. It's not really great, but anyway, and then I did the bad guys, the Misfits. They were like this bad team, like bad singers. But my favorite parts of the whole build were the things you get to be creative, like you were saying, like the things Gem turned into Gem by a magical hologram computer. And so I took the picture of the character from the show and I made her into a Lego version, like putting the Lego face on there. And I did the whole computer. This was actually the first thing I built out of all of it. Was I built the computer because I just wanted it for myself because I thought it was so stupid. Like, I want synergy. And then I left my comfort zone, which is, yeah, Gem is rad. I agree. I'm like, but so I left my comfort zone because I don't build vehicles. I'm a dimensional 3D like. So I built the Rockin' Roadster.
It's so good.
And it's the colors and like, and it goes from like 1 stud wide to 2 studs wide to 3 studs wide to 4 studs wide. And underneath this hood, that was like the first time I ever really tried like engineering in that like way of like, how do I get the next row to be more, but you only have 1 row to do the jump. Like I don't have another space to make it jump. Like, so it's like, so underneath like 3 layers down it'd be really jumbled, and the next layer up is a little less jumbled, and the top layer is all smooth and beautiful. I'm like, okay, I did it. But it was very difficult for me. Like that took me so long, and I wanted to have the things like the Lego sets where they have the jumpers so you can put 2 people in 1 car, you know, like the slightly off-centered and stuff like that. So I tried to follow a lot of like actual Lego sets. Like that's one of my things I do for everything though. I'm working on a really big set right now, and I'm using the mechanism from the Jurassic Park dinosaur legs to make something else. But I always tell people when they ask like, how do you get good? How do you practice? How do you get better? I'm like, build sets, download the instructions from the website, because you will learn techniques where you're like, those dinosaur legs on that Jurassic Park set, I don't even own that. So I just downloaded the instructions. Those legs are amazing. They have these ball joints and these gears, and they're they hold the weight of that dinosaur up in any angle. It's like they're incredible.
It's similar to the shoulder joints of Voltron.
Oh, I haven't built Voltron yet.
Yeah, so Voltron was, I believe, the first time that they used a pivot. Is that a fire engine?
Sorry.
A pivot.
My house is on fire.
A pivot on a gear. And the second gear was straight attached to a ball joint, and you know how much friction those ball joints have.
Yeah.
So then you're changing the gear ratio. So you're actually they were increasing the friction of the ball joint, and it might have been like a double ball joint too.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a ball joint on top and bottom, and it is so tight but so strong, and it also has a little bit of give this way too. So the dinosaur, when you set it down, its legs don't always go straight. Sometimes they go outward a little bit, and it gives it even more balance. And I'm like, oh, this is exactly, because I've been trying to build what I'm building now. I've been trying to build it for a while, and I could never figure out how to make the legs hold it up. And I'm like, oh, now I know. So that is how you learn. You learn through doing, and learning through instructions from other sets. That's downloading instructions is not a bad thing.
You see, you just got louder for a moment.
I don't know why.
I feel like your device must be like trying to compress your audio or something like that.
It's never done it before though. Maybe I'll just sit like this closer so I can stare into your eyes and
it didn't get any better.
It doesn't get any better?
No,
I
think something about your device must be like crushing the volume, like normalizing the volume that it's putting out. Maybe I can look at the settings here. Audio.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let's see. Guests. Play sound. Guests must authenticate. Green screen. No. General. audio. This is only my audio. Can you get?
Dave Morgan is like, this stream is on fire. I'm like, that's just me being weird. I love it. Yeah.
Can you get to the settings on
my settings?
Yeah, on in StreamYard.
Camera mic.
So go to audio, and is there a thing that says disable audio processing?
Yes, I could
try it. Click that.
Is that better?
Let's keep talking.
I don't know what you want me to say.
No, it sounds exactly the same.
I could sing a song. I could do a dance. I could.
So you have. Oh well, that's all right, everybody. I hope you
changed it.
Did not as far as I can tell. Okay. Teddy Schultz said, "Moto, will Boone respond to questions?" Yes, I responded to this one. We will have Teddy. We will have a Q&A, a dedicated Q&A, a little bit later in the stream. Well, now Lori Bird says she can hear both of us. All right.
Hi, Lori.
Press on.
I'll show you a few more things. Like this was my Divine from Pink Flamingos. This is like a very adult movie. This is not for kids, but she was the first. Divine was the first drag queen superstar way before RuPaul. Back in the 70s, they made a movies. She was actually in the original Hairspray before the musical version, and so I made this for myself because I really wanted it. And then after I was finished with it, I wanted her mom in the movie lives in a crib, so it's a full-grown woman in her 60s who lives in a crib. So I made the crib, and she's obsessed with eggs, and she's kind of egg-shaped herself. She's a little fat lady. And so she's in her little girdle, and she's got her little egg in her hand right here. And so this is, like, these are what I was saying when I make gay things. This is, like, the gayest, weirdest subject, but nobody else has ever made anything from Pink Flamingos, I doubt. And now that I finished 2 characters, I'm like, I kind of want to go back and make a few more characters. And it's, like, it's something most people don't even know what the movie is because it's so cult classic. And I think it would be probably considered X now because there's a lot of nudity and, like, weird things. But it's John Waters, way before John Waters was famous for Serial Mom and stuff like that. It's or Hairspray. It's really weird. The dialogue is terrible. The acting is terrible. It's hard to watch, but I love it. And so so those are the kind of things I make when I make Lego things. I'm like, I'm gonna make Madonna. I'm gonna make Divine. I'm gonna make things that Lego will never. I mean, my first mock ever was the Golden Girls house. That was my first time I actually built something on my own.
Are you going to show us the Golden Girls house?
I can. I forgot all about it, actually. It's really weird.
While you're getting that, Marlisa with $49.99.
What, Marlisa? That's awesome.
Says, this is my contribution to the Bring Sam to PDX so we can all hug forever and create and eat cheeseburgers fund. Thank you, Marlisa. Marlisa is one of the coolest people in my life.
I love Marlisa. She is very, very sweet and kind. And I might tilt the camera down in a minute because this is too hard to pick up.
Okay.
But I've it's a mess right now because this is one of the ones before I started doing now I understand things. Like if I was to redo this now, I would go back and I'd make studs in more spaces so things could snap on. Like in things fall apart now because they're not attached, so let's see what I can get here. So yeah, I tried to make it like the TV show. So there's the kitchen, and so there's Sophia at the stove.
She looks so good.
Stanley's there bothering Dorothy, and then here's Blanche. She's coming in from the living room, and she's pushing the door that swings. One of the reasons this is one of the things too, like this is an old door from like the 70s. And when I submitted this to Lego Ideas and it got 10,000 votes, they're like, we can't use that door because that door is not existing anymore. And then over here is
does it swing both? Does that door swing both ways in the show?
It swings on one of those old classic, it swings all the way through.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it had just 2 spaces there,
right.
And it's got like the little, so it's like they don't make that stuff anymore. So,
but I mean, in the show, does it swing both ways?
Oh yeah, in the show it swings both ways, yeah. And then the living room, and it has the little hallway that goes back to the bedrooms, and the front door opens, and you got the foyer back here, like where the brick wall where they come in, and this is the vase that gets shot in an episode. And so I tried to make it exactly like the actual TV show set was, because like a TV show set actually is a square, and you walk into the set and then you walk off the set. And so I made it exactly the same way. And after I posted it, it got all the votes for Lego ideas in like one day. It went viral. It was a really weird day. People from all over the world were writing me, telling me how much they loved it. And it was because the subject matter more than the build is what I say. Because I mean, it's a good build, but the subject matter is so lovable. And the actual designer of the original TV show set wrote me an email and sent pictures and said, I love what you did. It's exactly like it was in the show, like the doorways, the secret exits and stuff. And I just thought that was one of those emails I'm going to keep for the rest of my life. That was like, what? Oh yeah, the Golden Girls it's still funny 35 years later. It's still relevant and still funny. It doesn't feel like it's dated. It's amazing. And I was thinking about resubmitting it to Lego Ideas because there's Golden Girl stuff out there now, and I was like, should I do them as Friends figures instead of as is
that them?
So I could do minifigure versions or Friends figures. I'm like, I don't really know. They're both cool in their own way, like different. So now I have two versions of it. So.
That's awesome. I love it. I'm gonna get rid of Fallen Tree. Fallen Tree clearly has a connection with his family and the Golden Girls. Okay,
it's such a great show.
Awesome. What else you got there?
I don't know. I have like minifigures, but like those are nothing special. Like I've did tons of minifigures, like
what are you doing?
Poppins and Dolly Parton and stuff like that. And
hold on, Danny needs some kind of tool. What do you need?
Hi, Danny.
A wrench. You want like the socket set? You're gonna have to talk to them for a little while.
So I can look at chats too, and I can talk to you. I can tell you a story. I can tell you about things I love. I love Dolly Parton. You guys all know that by now because I talk about her all the time. 501st set crossover with AT-AT. People love Star Wars. I'm just not a big fan. The vase gets shot as Sophia's hiding parts in her purse so she can't repair it because she thinks of it as an ugly vase. That is a good episode. When I actually did, that's kind of like the above and beyond. Like that's what really works for people online too. For the Madonna set, I went above and beyond. I didn't just make the figures. I went to doing packaging and check sheets. For the Golden Girl set, when I first posted, I recreated like 10 different episodes, and I took pictures of specific scenes that people would know. And when I posted online, those were all with it. And that's, if you really want people to notice your stuff online, photography is super important, and going above and beyond, like going that extra step to make it hilarious or just so relevant to that subject matter to really take it to the next level. Oh, thank you, Ben. That's very kind of you. Oh, that's super sweet.
And Zach Martinez says,
can you show us your shirt? It is. It was from Uniqlo like 3 or 4 years ago. It's actually Lego. It's got a Lego tag on it, like right there.
Oh, cool.
But Uniqlo does t-shirts every season. They do Lego t-shirts every season, but they're usually only available in children's sizes. I think this is a kid's extra large, actually. So they never make any adult ones, and it makes me very upset because children's ones, this one fits fine, but children ones usually, even the extra large, it fits fine here in the shoulders, and then it's all like fat in the body. I feel like I'm a bell, and I'm like, I can't, like, it's not right.
I've seen Uniqlo adult Lego shirts.
Oh, it's very rare.
But they seemed like really strange. Like they weren't big enough. They all ran too small.
Yeah.
Like it was an adult. I found I think the biggest one I saw was like a XX, which I can usually wear, and there was no way I was going to be able to wear a Uniqlo. All right. Cool.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else I need to show. There's so many things as you get better and better. Like I did an Avatar: The Last Airbender set. Like that was right after I did the Golden Girls house. That was the next set I did. I made a giant appa, and he's packed away somewhere in a box. I don't like him anymore because I've learned so many techniques on how to do better, more structurally sound. I did all the characters, and I love the characters still. But I would like to redo appa in a more posable, like, because some of the new modern figures of modern animals are so posable and so sturdy. I would like to redo him, but I just haven't got time to do it. But so I'm not proud of him anymore. I was proud of him at the time, but now I'm like, eh.
Well, speaking of posable, why don't we do cool stuff we found online?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And we'll show that stuff. All right, here we go.
Cool stuff we found online.
Okay, so here we are at Henry Pinto's.
Henry is amazing anyway, but I'd never seen this, and he'd posted it like years ago. But that Sentinel from X-Men, he's got minifigures in his hand. That is gigantic. Like that has got to be like 2 foot tall. It's huge, and he's totally posable. It's incredible the angles he got for the circle and the chest piece, like the way he's got all the figures connected to it to look like they're really battling him. I'm like,
oh, look at the Xavier in the yellow, like chair, from the cartoon.
Like, what in the, like, it is just so incredible. I'm like, dude, I want one of these. So it's so bad. Like, it's gorgeous. Like the details, the colors, like the greebling, everything about it. And when you see it next to like a person, how big it is, like, I'm like, what? Like,
look at that.
And the way the legs move forward and backwards too, like, it's so posable. I am just like, he's amazing. Next time I go to Australia, because it's one of my favorite places, I've been there a few times. The next time I go there, I'm hanging out with him for sure. I've told him that already. I'm hanging out with you.
And for anyone who doesn't know off the top of their head who he is, he was one of the winners of Lego Masters Australia the first season.
And he was building this stuff before he was on the show, and I'm like, well, I understand why he got on the show, because that is incredible. Like, incredible.
The poses are just like, how many points of articulation must this thing have? It's nuts.
Some of the stuff he's working on right now is incredible too. He's been working on like the last few weeks. So like, I'm like, what? Like, what is that? Like
look at this. This wrist joint looks tiny, and it's like one of the big, like, beefy, ratcheting, ball joints.
It's incredible.
So just that little wrist joint there is coming out of a, like a 2x2 stud.
Yeah. It
incredible.
Is incredible. I'm like amazed by it.
Yeah.
I want one. I want one. I like, if he, I mean, that would cost, but that's a Hulkbuster next to him. Look how big the Hulkbuster is. Scroll back up just a little bit. That's a Hulkbuster actual Lego set.
Oh my
next
goodness.
To the Sentinel. Like, what? Like, it is
crazy.
Huge. I want one. It's probably like $500 for the pieces there at least.
I would guess more.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the.
Look at it standing next to the chair. Look what he's got. Like, that's standing on the floor next to the chair. Like, what?
Yeah, this thing is like 3 or 4 feet tall.
It is incredible. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
I want it.
I'm amazed.
Okay. And I never saw it. I was like, just like flipping through it. I'm like, oh, I know it's old. That was like 3 years ago, but I never saw it. So it's new to me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about art in general. And this person, I always love unique part usage. He's using a chess piece from Bionic, or one of those like Build-A-Figure Star Wars. He's the jaw is Chewbacca's head turned backwards. Like, I mean, everything in this is unique part usage, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I love the way the eyeballs are sticking out, the way the teeth are partially inside the next piece, that the chest piece is flipped upside down to make his body, and he's got like that stumpy. He looks like a tree. It feels right.
And the eyeballs are just like pushed into you know, the ball
socket.
joint socket on the back side of a constructible figure, you know,
Shoulder
panel.
pads. Yeah, it's
crazy.
like, it is incredible. I am like, those are the kind of things that I just blow my mind, where I'm like, how did you think to use the piece like that? I would have never thought of that. And I think of weird things. Like I plenty of times where I've thought of the weirdest part usage, but I'm like, that is just, it blows my mind. And those are the things that inspire me when I get online going, I want to do something like that. That's so awesome. I feel like I always, no matter what I've built or where I've been, I still feel like I'm a student learning Lego. I'm like learning every day. Every time I see something, I'm inspired. And that makes great art, when you can be inspired over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. How about Guardian? Oh, that's
That's where we're at.
let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. And then you had you had a couple of pictures here that you wanted to show.
Oh, well, so the one on the right there is the one that's sitting here on my wall. It's the big giant one that I just showed. That is 30 inches by 30 inches. It's 4 base plates. And I posted it, and someone contacted me about buying it because they love her and they're so like amazed. And I'm like, oh yeah, I would love to sell it. I love her. I want to keep her, but I also would love to sell her because, like, you know, money. I need to pay my rent. And they're like, oh, I can't afford the full size one, but would you do a commission of the same picture? I'm like, you sure you want me to zoom in more, like zoom in closer to her face so it's more details? Like, no, I really want the same exact picture because I really love the way the lasso's there. And so I did it, and so that was 2 pictures side by side. That's the same exact picture, but one's done with 1 plate and one's done with 4 plates. And so you can see the difference in pixelation of how detailed you can get inside there. You can also see my toes and how tan I am. But even no matter how much I tried, I still think in this small one, her lips look a little too big on the top lip, like a little too bee stung. But if I took another row out and I tried to put tan inside there, or, you know, the tan color to make it more flesh there, it looked like her lips were too small, and it looked like her top of her lip was too big. Like this section was too big. So it's that fine line of finding. I took that part between her eyes and her mouth, which is like 5 rows. I took that apart like 10 times, I bet you. I took all the parts out of it and restarted and took the picture again and went back to it going, okay, change that caramel, or I call it caramel, it's dark orange. Take that dark orange one out and put a red one there instead. I put this, and I did it over and over and over again until and it can be very frustrating where it's like, it's still not working, but that's as close as I could get to happy. Like,
yeah.
Satisfied.
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
Is JM Clam still in here? Because he said, "Hey mods, could I trade a super chat for a shout out for my Lego Ideas submission?" And then Moto said, "Not a good idea, but I kind of feel like it might be entertaining." So is JM Clam? Is that Jonas? Let me. Lego.
Anthony asked if I could do a mock of any 80s sitcom. What would I do? I don't know about 80s.
Okay, wait.
Oh, sorry.
So, JM Clam, don't tell us what it is. Don't tell us what it is. We're gonna play a guessing game. You don't have to give us a super chat, but we have to guess what your Lego Ideas project is. Like 20 questions. Okay, so JM Clam, is it licensed?
It's licensed.
Is it licensed? Moto says overwritten by the lizard god. So we just need to know. Okay, it's not licensed. So it is not licensed.
Well, so that makes it much harder, because how would I ever know what it was?
Yeah. Does it have minifigures? JM Clam, is it minifigures? Is it minifigure scale? This is so much fun. Watch the number of people watching this live stream is just gonna go.
We're bored. No, but warm. Well, what does that mean?
No, but warm? Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that what came up?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that now.
Warm.
For some reason it's not. Okay. How about so it doesn't have minifigures, so it's close to minifigure scale?
But yeah, but what does that mean? Like no, but close. Like that's weird. Like it's not. It doesn't have minifigures, but close. Like, is it like one of the like the VW bus and the VW car where it's not minifigure scale, but it's kind of built like it could fit a figure in there, or like.
Okay, yeah. Is it like sort of a model scale?
Yeah, is it scale model?
Is it like a model scale model?
Not in scale, but minifigure related. What does that mean?
Not in scale, but minifig related. Okay, is it is it one of those like a minifigure with like the skeleton sticking out?
That would be cool. I would be so excited. I would buy that. I would totally buy it. Quick, especially if it was made out of Lego and half of like doing the intestine. I want to make that now. Intestines and stuff like that out of Lego.
Has he responded?
No.
I think you're seeing him a little bit faster than I am.
You got it. It said you got it.
I got it. All right. Yeah, we can go check out that one. All right.
I
Give
totally
me a second.
want to see it.
All right. Cool. That was fun. We should do that more often. So here we go. I'm gonna pull up. I like to see the whole process. So we're gonna go ideas dot
it's already
Lego.
set. I love it.
And let me get rid of this overwritten. Oh, here we go. We got it. All right. So that is, I think that's what is that one called? It's called just tell us what it's
Give us the name so we can look for it.
We should be able to find it.
We're giving you a great shout out right now too. People are gonna go to this and they're gonna.
He had a I know this guy through the Bricklink, the AFOL design program. He had a successful one of the 13 models that got produced through AFOL design program was his.
I'm envious because I've
This
never
is
had
like
Lego. Like I've had a 10,000
minifigure skeleton. It
makes me depressed because they'd never.
Okay, here we go.
There, that is so cute. It's like brick heads. I want to do one even bigger now. I want like
with the brain,
like that.
with the brain inside.
Oh, I love it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Good idea.
Maybe I think I'm confusing him for Cram. Jonas Cram. So this is J.M. Clam. So I don't know who this is, but I had seen his skeleton little sort of brickhead guy here before.
It looks really cool though.
So
that's awesome.
So there you go, everybody. You can go and it's just called Brickhead's Minifigure Anatomy. If you want to go support that. So yes, this says it is J.M. Clam. I was confusing Clam for Cram. Different person from the ADP, but still, this is a fun little build. Thank you for sharing it with us, and thank you for playing that game.
I've had such a good time today already. Like, I love that we got to do sign language. You were telling me to turn off my Bluetooth, and you're like,
yeah.
I've had such a good hour with you already. I'm like, I could do this all night. I love it.
Oh man. Okay, let's see. It is 7:08.
We haven't done question and answer at all yet.
Should we just go to Q&A?
Well, I'm fine to do whatever. Like I will go off in more tangents even with Q&A. So
yeah,
let's do it.
That's fine. Let's get we'll get Q&A started. So everybody, get your questions ready. Put them in the chat. They don't have to be super chats. We're going to try to answer as many questions as we can. But I'm certainly not going to turn any super chats down. This is AFOL Q&A, and there is no song for the AFOL Q&A. All right.
Q&A, fire away. Do you guys have any
Q&A.
Lego ideas projects? I don't have one on there right now, but I would like to redo Appa and put him on there. And it would have been, and I'd like to put I'd like to re-put the Golden Girls on there because they had never made a TV show set at the time. And then after that, they've done, like now they've done Friends, they've done like Big Bang Theory, they've done a bunch of them since then. And I'm like, the Golden Girls is awesome, and I would love to see it as a set. So I would like to resubmit it, but they probably do the same thing and reject it again. So maybe just more depressed that I made it to 10,000 twice. So.
Yeah. Well,
you have one on there?
I've never done one, but I'm very close.
Oh, okay.
I think I made 18 Bricklink orders this week, and they are all on their way to my address as we speak. And as soon as I get all those pieces and put them together, I'm going to be taking photographs and putting up my first ideas project.
That's awesome.
And I have to keep it secret until I'm ready to share it.
Yeah.
But it's coming, and so Torin, I will be able to answer that question. Yes, very soon. Just looking through. So Jim Clam said, "You're the best." Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun.
That was fun. I liked it.
There's I think about 80 people watching right now. So everybody go support that ideas project, and really I just support ideas projects because the only segment of the world that is supporting those projects are people who have accounts on Lego Ideas, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have an account on Lego Ideas, your voice is not being heard. It's kind of like voting in your next election. Go to Lego Ideas, take the 3 minutes it requires to, create an account, and then you'll always have an account, and you'll be able to vote for the coolest things on Lego Ideas.
I also think that was one of the reasons I didn't get the Golden Girl set made, is because that day, because it went viral. It was on Ellen's page. It was on Yahoo's main page. It was on Huffington Post. It was all these places that, I bet you probably 75% of the people that voted for mine were built an account that day, and they weren't classic Lego fans. And people at Lego are like, are these people really going to buy this later? Because it's going to take a year before it comes out. And they'll forget about it. So I think that might have hurt but it was awesome that so many people actually signed up and built accounts just for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that having to have the account I think it's a slightly higher barrier to entry than it should be. So I think for all those people to have taken that time to create an account and vote, should have said the opposite. Should have been like, oh, these people really want it.
Yeah, they really want it.
So Max said, do you have any sets that are coming out or rumored that you guys are excited for?
There's a few actually, like the new. I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, but that new Diagon Alley that looks like have you seen it?
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, I saw it today. It's like a creator set, but Diagon Alley. It's like 5 buildings long. It's like minifigure scale. It is gorgeous.
Was that leaked?
It might have been leaked. But I thought it was confirmed today. I think because the one I saw today was I thought it was a confirmation one, because it was a real picture, like a real it wasn't like one of the leak pictures usually are. I don't know if it's real or not, but
you keep talking about that for a second. I'm gonna go see if it's
confirmed. It has got all the buildings, and it's like the colors. It's got the wand, Ollivander's wand shop. And I probably said that wrong. People are gonna be like, he doesn't like Harry Potter. I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but it's magical. It's beautiful. They have like the joke shop. I don't remember what it's called, but the colors like bright oranges, and it looks incredible. It looks like the size of a creator set. So if it's not $250 like the castle, I'll be shocked. How much is the big castle? Is it more than that? It's big.
Big castle? Yeah, the big castle is big. I don't know.
But this one's in minifigure scale too. Did you? And it looks incredible, and I'm like, I want that. I don't need it. I have no place to display it. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I want it.
Let's see if I can find. I'm just looking real quick to see if I can find.
Well, there's so many questions.
Official. I'm going to see if I can find something official about Diagon Alley.
Leah Chan asked if our final mocks are being displayed at Legoland, California right now. They are all 3 are being displayed, the 3 finalists, and they haven't told us any plans for anything future. But I am guessing that they will go to the New York when it opens next year, unless season 2 comes out before that, and then season 2s might go there. I don't know. They don't tell us anything, but they are on display at Legoland, California right now. And I'm very honored to get to go down there and actually see it, because I don't live that far from there. And a friend was driving down to San Diego for something. He's like, "You want to stop by Legoland on the way?" I'm like, yeah. So I got to go, and it was very, very nice. And they were very nice to me when I got there. Like, it treated me like a celebrity, which was, I mean, they're like, "Oh, come on in." And they filmed me coming in, and they filmed me doing some few questions. And they got pictures of me with my model, and then they took me, because the park's not open, and they took me out into the park just to see the mini land. And I was like, "Oh, you guys, thank you so much." And they were just also friendly and wonderful. And I'm like, I feel very, very honored that.
Yeah, Mark and I really want to go down, but I'm very nervous about, just my family and the world. Like, should I fly? Should I drive? Like,
and right now there's like, so, I mean, I was only there for like 2 hours total, and that was including all the time video, because you can't go to the park. It's literally just the little mini land right outside the store, and that's it. So it's like, it's a long trip for that, you know what I mean? Like, Chuck Closer's portrait. Who's Chuck Closer?
Sam, to study or comment on Chuck Closer's portrait.
Oh, so maybe he did someone, so we have to find his portrait. Somebody else asked, what's our favorite Lego set? It's he's 10 years old. My favorite Lego set is the Monster Hunters Haunted House from a few years ago. It's very expensive and hard to find now, but I really love it. And the carousel, which is up there, is probably a close second, because I love the way you crank it and the animals go up and down and it rotates. It just makes me so happy. It makes me think of Mary Poppins, which is one of the ideas that I've always wanted to do. Oh, Chuck Closer. I've seen this guy, museum pieces, and like, it's those are like, that's painting, and it's beautiful, and it captures the same essence of the whole point of. I think that one that's like the middle row, like the third one over. Oh no, that's not it. There's a few of them. Like, he's done ones that are some really, really crazy, incredible ones.
This makes me think doing like a portrait out of dots printed elements.
Oh, printed elements would be cool. Yeah,
would be really cool.
Well, after I put this wall up, I thought, wouldn't it be really cool? And you mentioned it to me the other night too. This wall, if I took them all apart and used every single leg piece and every single head piece, or chest piece as a different one, and made a mosaic out of this, so it made a picture, it would be so incredible. Like, I just don't have the time or energy because I can never sell it. So it wouldn't be like I need to make art that I can sell, because I need to make money to pay my rent. But it would be so awesome. I would love to do it. My dream job right now is still, I want to make a Dolly Parton mosaic that's like 3 floors tall at Dollywood in one of the hotels, like, or in the lobby. So when you walk in, it's just as big as the lobby, just Dolly Parton sitting there in this big pink dress with rhinestones all over. I want to do it. So if anybody knows Dolly, get me out there. I need to do it.
Oh man, don't you have a story about taking something to a Dolly show or something like that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I love Dolly Parton though. Oh my gosh.
Squid Kid said, Boone, did you get a letter from Strasser? I may have, but I need to do my mail time number 4 because I've got kind of a pile over here. Let's see.
Lego Masters Challenge.
Okay, some people are saying, AFOL Cyril says, Boone, can I do a review of your set when it comes out? And someone else said, when is Boone's set coming out? No, I have not had an ideas set approved. I am submitting my very first ideas project to the platform in like the next week or 2.
So if you all vote for it,
so you all have to vote for it. And all of this marketing that I'm doing right now is worthless because you can't even go vote right now. Let's see.
Somebody said they saw a possible Roman Colosseum set for 9,000 pieces. If that's real, it'll be awesome. I can't imagine. I would love it, but I can't imagine it's a real thing.
Somebody said, Roy Hobbs said, Boone, where's your bow? I heard, I think I heard a rumor from someone about a Roman Colosseum the other day, but I don't know. I don't remember. Did you tell me that?
Not me.
Huh. I can't remember where I heard that from. It was like kind of a non-Lego fan. It was like someone sort of random was like, oh, I heard they're making a Roman Colosseum. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, it was like at I don't know, bricks and minifigs or something like that. But that I haven't seen anything official on that either. So, let's see. Fun bricks for all
wait,
said, are you? Oh, did I not answer that
Well,
question?
no, I don't know where you are in the chat, but somebody just gave us a super chat. And they ask, when I worked in toys, what were my top 3 designs that worked on it at Toy Biz? What were the 3 favorites? I didn't do design any of the Marvel Legends figures. That was my friend Jesse. He was in charge of all those, and I actually yelled at him every time he did a girl because I don't like any of his girls. Like, I loved all the boy figures; they were so amazing. But all the girls, I'm like, you need to hire I love the sculptor too. The sculptor that he hired was amazing at all the men, but the girls always kind of looked a little too muscly or a little too. I was never a huge fan of them. I'm like, I'm sorry. I like all your boys. I don't like the girls. Out of all the things we built there when I was there, and I hate saying I designed anything because it's a group collaborative and it's all based on a license, and we have people at bigger up saying you can't do this, you can do this. And the sculptor really gets to design the most of it. Like, you could say, I want you to design or make a phoenix or make a rogue's figure, but he's gonna have the most power to sculpt it how he sees it. Like, you could say, I want it to look exactly like this person. He's gonna do it. So he's got the most design power. But we made the original Hulk hands when they came out. That was us as a team there. Somebody brought in these big blow up, like big giant blow up boxing gloves you're supposed to punch each other with, and we thought, could we make something like this? And then we make them like Hulk, and then we didn't want to do blow up, and we made foam, and that's where the idea for the Hulk hands came out. And that was one of my favorite things I ever got to work on or be part of. And it wasn't even my idea or my project, but it was like the coolest thing we made the whole time I was there. I loved them.
Okay. What are some of your favorite creations?
Of mine or other people's?
Well, let's say of yours.
Out of all the stuff I've ever made, one of them's a costume I made years ago of Maleficent, and it was like I was a boy version of Maleficent, and I really tried to stay with if it was like a 7th or 15th, 16th century character, like how the ribbons would be in the hair and how it was designed. And I made like 3-foot tall horns like out of foam and paper mache, and then wrapped them in fabric and ribbons, and it was really ridiculous. My Fat Wonder Woman and Cheetah, I will never give them up. I love them so much. They make me so happy, and nobody else has one. And it's like something so just me. And I don't know. Maybe Divine. Maybe my Lego Divine, because it's something that nobody's like. People always say, "Oh, everything's been built in Lego before." I'm like, if you could find me somebody else who built Divine out of Lego, I will be shocked, and I'll we're definitely friends. I mean, they're Lego fans, they're Divine fans. Whoever it is, I haven't met them yet, but we're friends. We're best friends.
I think well, I showed my Casey Neistat action figure earlier, which will always be one of my favorites. I don't follow him the way I used to. I guess I was a pretty big fan at that time. But I was just so proud of that figure and how it really just did exactly what I wanted it to do. Over here, I'm going to move this. You can see that that is a scratch-built Proton Pack replica from Ghostbusters, and I used Arduino to code all the light sequences, and I literally handcrafted almost every square inch of that thing. Except for the wires are just wire, but everything else is wood and fiberglass and Bondo and then sanded and spray painted. That one will always be one. But then my Lego, I think my Yellow Submarine, I just published it yesterday, is maybe my new favorite creation of my own.
It's so beautiful.
It's fresh. I'll pull it up here in case for people who haven't seen it.
And that's one of those things too that you say, like you said, it's fresh. Artists are like that. Artists feel like what you're working on right now is the best thing I've ever made. And as soon as you're done making it, you start building something else. Like, I go back and I go, oh, I can do better at that now. So at the time it was awesome. Look how beautiful that is. And is that your wall with the blue?
Yeah, I'll get to that real quick. Roy Hobbs, thank you so much for $4.99 super chat. Roy Hobbs says, much love, boys. Thank you very much. I
Thank you.
I showed Moto's last super chat and forgot to talk about it. So thank you very much, Moto. Thank you all for the wonderful support here. Let me just, I'm gonna full screen this, and then I'm gonna zoom into a couple of these. So yeah, that's my, so you can see the Lego set is down there on my turntable. I thought it was fun. I wish I'd had the album cover for Yellow Submarine to put in this picture. But then yeah, that's a big teal wall that we have all the way down the back side of our sort of living area and kitchen.
It's the
and then,
perfect color.
Isn't it awesome?
So it looks like, I was like, did he Photoshop that? Because that is so beautiful. And look at that. I love that close-up of them in the windows because they're just far enough away that it's so perfectly lined. Like, you did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, and actually, you know, this was like, I got out the DSLR. I you know.
I watched the making of it this morning. I put
my 50 millimeter on, you know, and opened up all the drapes during the midday so that I just had a lot of light in that room, and so it's probably one of the first times I've ever like taken a little bit of extra care to photograph one of my creations, and I think that was beneficial. This piece I'm just so in love with because it took me some finesse to kind of like figure out how to make those pieces, and I think the one thing I wish was that there was a little bit of a gap between the top two, you know, like to sort of
like
space those out a bit, but still, like getting those to wrap around there, I was pleased with. And,
you should be pleased with it.
Had a lot of fun with the greebling, and I'm so glad that I found that yellow treble clef there because, you know,
it works perfectly.
Anyway, so that was, yeah, that's maybe my current favorite. But you know, of course, the things that Mark and I worked on Lego Masters were some of my favorites. So thank you for that question.
And good job rounding all that stuff out too, because you and I both know, like, even on this big IDIC thing, it's so hard to make a perfect circle, and especially like that one's got 3 circles. It's got a circle on the outside, a circle on the inside, and a circle inside that one. And
yeah, and the
mathematics.
The circle on the outside and the circle on the inside aren't even concentric circles. They're
so you have to go off-centered.
Yeah, they're.
And I actually have a
centers are off.
Sorry.
Water Knight said that is actually amazing. Thank you very much. Appreciate the kind feedback. Roland Fisher said, "Are the windows at an angle?" No, they're not at an angle. I just took this photograph at a bit of an angle. I think that's what you're asking. Roy Hobbs said, "Rock on, who are you going to call?" Yeah, Ghostbusters.
I cut out a circle of paper.
Oh.
And then I cut out the smaller circle of where it had to be on the inside. And then I had made the starship first. Like, so I knew how big the circle of the starship was for the middle and where it had to meet. Because it's not exactly in the middle of the thing. It's slightly above the middle. And so then I laid it down. I was building on top of it. And I had to, like you said, like figuring out the not concentric, and I had to figure out the math because I know there's Star Trek fans, like Star Wars fans, that will measure stuff. So the circle of this ship has to be this spaced away from the other hole, and I tried to really get into the math of it, going, okay, this is how I have to do this.
Yeah. Nathan 318 says, "I love you, Boone. Please say hi." Hi.
Hi.
Roy Hobbs says, "Gotta run." Thank you very much, Roy. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. And Benjamin says, "What is your favorite building style?" Do you have a favorite building style?
Sculptural. I mean, I love like things like this where I'm like trying to figure. Like on this one, actually, I started out with this. There was a trunk piece from some car. It was a big trunk, and I go, I want to make that trunk into a butt. And so like that's where I started it. Like literally, I'm like, then. So sculpture where I'm taking pieces I would never have thought to put together and making a silhouette in a style like that. And somebody else on here just said, you should make a Dolly Parton bust. I never thought of that before, but thank you. That is my next project when I have time, because I should make a Dolly Parton bust. That is the answer. Thank you. That's my favorite thing of the night. I mean, I don't know how much of her bust I can do because that's a lot of Lego. But I could do like shoulder up.
Luke says, "When did you guys start Lego building?"
I was like 3 or 4.
That's what I say, 3 or 4.
3 or 4, and I'm shocked by how many. I don't know if you can see them real fast, but these are figures that were made there. Those are figures that were made before minifigures were made, and you had to build them yourself. And I have 13 up there, and I have like 3 more with parts and like heads that I don't have a body for anymore. And I'm like, and they were only out for like a few years. And then it's when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I'm like, my parents bought me a lot of them, and I have of the first minifigures. These guys before they had arms I should have chose a red one, but before they had arms and legs, they were just like a silhouette of an arm and a leg. I have like 16 of these too, or something like that. I'm like, and my parents, what? I'm like, you were buying me Lego back then? Like, I'm impressed. They were smart. Like,
yeah. Okay, Max says, Boone, for your build challenge. Well, before, I do want to come back and talk about figures because I love all the different figures, but I do want to answer Max's question. He says, Boone, for your build challenge, I know the submission is due Saturday the 22nd, but is there a specific time that the submission form will close? Thank you. I can answer that question. I do not know the answer to this question off the top of my head, but I can look it up. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to form site. I was not paid to say form site, but that is in fact where I host my forms, and it seems to be going well so far. I just need to take a moment here, Max, and drill into the settings for that and see if I can figure out when it closes. Notification, general, open, close. Open, close, use end date. The end date is the Saturday the 22nd. The time is, so here's what I'm actually going to do. I'm making it 0:00 hours, which is midnight on the Sunday the 23rd. So that is the moment, and that's Pacific time. So the moment it changes from Saturday night to Sunday morning, we are closed. The submissions will close. So I'll say that again. Clicking on that, it's actually interesting, Max, that you bring that up, because I hadn't actually set it to close until just now. So as I was telling you, I was actually setting it up to do that. So it is going to end at midnight, which is the very first second of Sunday morning. So you have all day, and I'm in Pacific time, which is the time that my form is set to. So you have literally every second of the day on Saturday to submit. And in the first second of Sunday, you will no longer be allowed to submit. I hope that makes sense to you. I know that midnight thing can be very confusing because a lot of times, you know, it's like, well, is midnight, if I close it on midnight of Saturday, then that actually means nobody gets to enter on Saturday, because that's technically like the end of Friday night and the beginning of Saturday morning. But I have changed it to midnight of Saturday night. So you have the entire day on Saturday in Pacific time zone. So you might have to convert that to your own time zone. If you're, you know, if you're on the East Coast, you actually get 3 hours of Sunday. But if you're in my time zone, you get no hours of Sunday, only all of the hours of Saturday. Ugh.
So somebody asked favorite minifigures. I'm going to show you 3. I love this janitor dude. It's the only time I ever saw they make this plunger with actual, it's like soft rubbery plunger. It actually suction cups.
Yeah,
and the
that
mop.
is really
I've never seen the mop again in anything. Something about him, I just love him so much. I'm like, I don't even know if that plunger came with him. I know the mop did, but I'm like, I love him. I love everything about him. Something about it just makes me happy. Shower guy. I picked him on the show too. He's got bubbles painted on his crotch area, so when you take the towel off, he's still covered. And I just think it's so hilarious because I've always had yellow minifigures. The spaceman is not naked, but yellow spaceman. But I'm like, I just love that he's got bubbles. Something about it was just so cute. And then this one is the Snow Queen, and I don't like this figure. I think she's cute. I think she's all right. I like the skirt, but I got two of them when I was buying the minifigure sets, and I brought the other one home and I changed her to regular legs and a fur collar, and I love this figure. I think she's so cool looking. I'm like, she's a warrior woman. I love it. Like, meh, awesome, meh. So I call them stepsisters now. Like, she's the cool one. So those are my three choices.
Okay. Mine. Hold on. I'm digging through I need to switch back to us. I'm digging through a thing here. Well, I thought I had. Okay, here's one of. I think my favorite. I'm gonna pull up a picture because I don't have one here. But it is the.
I might have it. Tell me what it is.
Blacktron 1. Blacktron 1.
Like
Here we go. I got it right here.
This one? Yep, that's the
Yep.
one.
There he is. That guy. He was one of my favorites as a kid.
As a kid, he was my favorite too because I thought his new costume. I was like, "Oh, I love it! It's so different." And the helmet, the visor completely covers his face, like so you don't see anything until you lift it up. And I'm like, "Oh, I love him."
Right, because it's a black opaque visor.
Yeah.
I also really like. This is this is Redbeard from Black Seas Barracuda. So this is like classic pirates.
I have that one too.
He was my favorite figure, and this is the one. This is the figure. I've had this figure for 31 years. Because this is the one I got for Christmas. Well, I guess I've had him for 30 years because this is the one I got for Christmas in 1990.
I have 9 of these. I just counted 9 Blacktron. Like,
I want some.
I'll bring you one.
And then this is I love Technic figures.
I only have one of those.
This is probably my favorite Technic figure. This is let me show you. I've got like.
I have a white one. That's the only one I have.
I've got like a whole bag
that's what I have.
Of Technic figures. Oh, and I love this teal helmet.
Wow, I've never saw that before.
Yeah, and he's got like a cool cyborg arm.
Teal was
I'm gonna pull that one out.
Then I don't remember that. I don't like how'd you get teal? That's awesome.
Well, and this was one of the latest, like one of the last ones that came out was this the guys from this one. And he's really cool because he's got like this cyborg arm.
Oh, I love it.
Like a teal helmet, and he's got like just these cool.
Is it got texture on it? Is it?
Yeah, it's like textured. So they made a new mold for this arm.
They sculpted a new mold for it. That's incredible. Like,
and there was this guy because this guy has 2 cyborg arms, and he's kind of like Lobot. He's got like this cyborg headpiece, or
awesome.
He's like a Borg.
Now I'm gonna go buy a bunch of those. Oh, I didn't even say Fabul. I have some Fabuland figures that I love too. So those are kind of like in my top.
Well, people did say, "What's your favorite minifigure?"
Oh yeah, minifigures are different. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Benjamin says, "Not a question, but Sam, I love your hair.
Oh,
I have
thank
a similar
you.
hairstyle, but not as long." Melissa said, "I think I just broke my thumb." I hope not, Melissa.
I hope so too.
Get that checked out.
My hair was only like this long for like 6 years with the same haircut. I had like 6 years of just short, and then I let it grow out because I was lazy, and then I started braiding it. So.
Yeah. This Super Mason 200 says, "Are you excited for the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer to come out tonight?" Oh, it's coming out tonight? Season 2 trailer coming out tonight? Sam.
Is it coming out tonight? We watched that show together. I think of that show as you. I really do.
We did, yeah. And do you know? Were you in the car when we had a Lyft driver who said
John just texted saying he was on here, and he's like, that piece you sent was me. I'm like, yay! I'm sorry I ruined the surprise, but I'm happy. I'm like, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
But you were supposed to ruin the surprise, weren't you?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, we'll see.
So when
we were in an Uber driver.
Yeah. Do you remember the one where I don't know if I can't remember if we were together or not, but we had so many of the Lyft drivers that we had while we were taping Lego Masters are like, people who are doing acting jobs and they're driving cars when they're not acting. to make ends meet. And we had a guy, we had a Lyft driver who said he had just spent like 2 weeks taping as an extra in season 2 of Mandalorian.
And that was like 6 months ago. Or more
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
that.
Oh, it was 9 months ago.
9 months? Is that weird? 9 months?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. It does not feel like that long. Okay, I gotta mention really quick, but yes, I'm terribly excited about Mandalorian season 2. I had no idea that. I'm not good at news, you guys. I don't keep up with stuff that's like
Yeah, me
really
either.
current.
I'm excited for the show. I'll watch it again. Maybe we can do it while we're taping Lego Masters season 2.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote, do I have the Intergalactic Bounty Hunter minifigure? I don't know what that is.
It was Christian's minifigure on Good versus Evil. I have a bunch of them.
I think I have him.
I have them around here somewhere, but
there's out of all the minifigure series, I have all the minifigures except for 2 that I didn't care about, and one of them was one of the spacemen. So it might have been one I
check this
skipped,
out. This might be him right here.
I just don't know from that series too.
No, it was Panda Bear. Oh, but this is one of my figures, one of my favorite figures because this was my figure from Good versus Evil. But I swear I had a bunch of that guy.
Someone needs to make a Bat Mandalorian. That's funny.
A Batman.
Mr. Gold,
Mandalorian.
Mr. Gold is boring. The only reason it's cool is because it was so rare. I'm like, it's a gold figure. They've done tons of them. I have gold figures. I just don't have that gold figure. I'm like, I don't care.
Oh my gosh, no, hold on. How about the Retro Spaceman, Boone? Yeah, Retro Spaceman is one that I say is like my favorite of all the CMFs. So I love him. Yeah, because he says, I love your Brick Rogers mocks. So that's a figure that I call Brick Rogers. I've got a bunch of them over there.
Yeah, I love Brick Rogers too. And that helmet, you made that helmet too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there it is.
That is an awesome helmet. I want one. I want to wear one.
Thanks. I'm very excited about my next. I have a project coming up that is Lego themed, but it's not made out of Lego. And I'm very excited to share it. I actually have a lot of those ideas, just sort of like weird, like Lego fan stuff.
Yeah.
Like almost like fan gear that's not like Lego. And I've got this one in my head that I really want to do, and I'm not going to get to it anytime soon because it will cost hundreds of dollars to make. Maybe I should just consider some of these super chats money that goes toward that kind of stuff.
So if you want to see this happen, super chat us and we'll actually.
Except I want to keep it secret.
Yeah, because if you tell people what it is, somebody else will do it and maybe do it better. Like no.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
But that's also at the same time I've learned I call it magic. What we say when we speak an intention, when you speak it out loud, it can change the world. Like when I go to a party, sometimes I don't have a car, and I'll say, "Hey, I'm leaving, and I live in this neighborhood. Is anybody going in that neighborhood?" And somebody will go, "Oh yeah, I'm going that direction." That is speaking your intention, speaking your magical spell out loud, and making it come true, making it happen. And so sometimes when I'm working on a project, like I've done it where I used to make dolls too. I used to make giant big dolls. I'd customize whole outfits for them, sew and everything like that. And I didn't know how to sew or make a spandex bodysuit that would fit tight. Like I knew how to make clothing, but you have to make it so and not have seams showing and stuff like that. And I was talking with a group, and this girl was there, and she's like, "Oh, I could do that for you." And I'm like, "Seriously?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so sometimes speaking out loud, going, "I don't know how to do this," somebody else will find it, and that's magic and synergy of like it coming together, and it helps you create your vision with somebody else's help. And it does, like when you think about really truly great art, like especially like movies and things like that, like there's not one person making a movie. It's not just the director. It is 1,000 people making costumes, people designing costumes, people writing, people doing special effects. There are so many artists together to make something incredible. And like when we were at Bricks Cascade, you and Flynn and Richard and all these other people made a giant Ewok Adventureland because you could all work together. And so sometimes speaking the idea can help, but I understand you too, because I have some ideas that I'm like, I want to make that myself. And I don't want anybody else to ruin it or take the idea. So I get it, but don't be afraid of it sometimes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
I have philosophy. I go off on tangents. Sorry.
Logan said, I actually think I'm trying to move myself toward a more regular video schedule here on Boone Builds.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm thinking like in the next couple of months, I would like to be able to be producing like 5 videos a week, like Monday through Friday.
That is a lot of.
And I've done, I produced a video yesterday and I produced a video the day before. So this is already my third, this live stream is my 3rd video this week. And I have a plan for what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'm trying to work myself toward that. And I believe that I may take a day, like take one of those 5 videos each week just to sit and sort of like talk to my audience about some of the things that I believe impact us as fans and as humans and as, members of the community, and
well, anytime you want to do those, I will come and talk about it too.
Okay.
That's like,
all right.
Because I live by that philosophy, like of helping humans and growing and teaching and learning, and like that's how we become better. That's how we become better as a species. So I'm all about it.
Yeah. Logan Productions Stop Motion said hi. Loved Lego Masters. Nice stream, by the way. Thank you very much, Logan. And Dave Morgan said, wow, that's a lot of work at Boone Builds, but we would all be happy recipients. Here's what I've done. My wife, Danny, has done some incredible work helping me build the Boone's Build Camp that has been running since the 6th of July. And we're gonna have some new starts in September as well. And it has just created the space where I have not like needed, like right now I'm not needing to scramble to like find what's the next commission going to be, or like what's the next big batch of stuff we're going to sell on eBay. So I really feel like the way to like give back is to support this community with the content that they're coming here to basically, like, it is because of all of you watching that I am allowed to do this. So I'm gonna try for the next couple of months to really just sink my teeth into it, and I hope that there's some good stuff that sticks. But thank you very much, Dave. You've always been such an incredible supporter of Boone Builds, and yeah, absolutely. Moto says, just take some vacations, Boone. What does that mean? Oh, like just make sure I take some vacations. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll always take vacations.
There's so many people chatting, it's hard to keep up and say,
hey,
okay.
Beyond the Brick says, hey guys, that's cool.
Hey, Beyond the Brick, that's awesome.
Is it John or Josh? John or Josh? Here we've got.
Asked, do we build winter villages? I do not build winter villages. I would like to, but I just don't have the time, or like, I would love to. I don't have any places to display it either. I have literally 0 shelf space to put anything. So I'm like, no, I can't. Like, half of my own models go in a box later because I can't display them.
I don't build winter village either, but my friend Dave Shefsick built a huge, incredible winter village, and he bought like 8 of the Duplo Santa sleighs and put them each on their own train car and ran an electric train around with like the Duplo Santa, like a giant like float train, because it was bigger. The rest of his layout was minifig scale, right? And then I had this mom and a daughter. It was like a mom and I would say maybe a 14 or 15-year-old daughter that went through my build camp together, and they do Winter Village. And during the build camp, my challenges are, each day is a different challenge, and I give a specific specific guidelines, but as to what you choose to build for your challenges, it's fairly open-ended. So this mom and this daughter built on a couple of the days, they built something to add to their winter village.
That's
and one
awesome.
of them, oh man, I wonder if I can pull it up quickly. One of them was.
I have to say, dude, Jude, that's awesome. Like, awesome. Thank you.
And then you can talk to AFOL Cyril, dude, Jude, AFOL Cyril. Thank you very much for your super chats. We really appreciate it. Sam, would you read this one? I'm going to try to pull up this email.
speaking my intention and to review your idea set on my channel when they are submitted and to give you one away when they hit the shelves. I would love that. I would love for Boone to get one for 10,000. I would love to get me one 10,000 again. Like it would be so incredible. And yeah, like review it. Tell us, be honest too. Like I like what people are. The best collaborations in any of my art has been when people are open and honest. And I think the same thing has the celebrities. When you hear a celebrity release their third album and everybody's like, "Oh, it's terrible," most likely it's because they have so many people around them saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, it's good, and nobody wants to question them. And you need that not negative, creative feedback. Like I always try to be very, this is amazing, but it'd be better if you did this. Like actually at Bricks Cascade, I wanted to pass the love and joy around, so I gave awards to people for different things I saw around the weekend. Where I'm like, oh my gosh, this one you had great part usage. I have to give him a special So I bought him something. I left it there saying you did great part usage for this. And the winner of my favorite build of the whole weekend. And when I took him his award, I go, this is my favorite build from the whole weekend. I love it. It's incredible. It's huge. I go, if I am here next year and you are here next year and you have this build here again next year, these are what I want to see changed because I want you to improve this and this and this. And he was like, what? And I'm like, I love this build. I think it's incredible, but you could make it more incredible if you push to do this to it. And I want people to say the same thing to me going, push for more, I want it until we can create something where we're both, okay, this is it. This is the final form, like the final transformation of my Pokemon journey. This is the ultimate level.
Okay. So I'm gonna show this. This was from one of the people that did Boone's Build Camp. So it's Santa's sleigh, like flying too low and crashing into the Christmas tree at the center of the village.
That is awesome too. The little crookedness in the tree with the star on there.
And they did a pretty good job. Like, yeah, well, they're using like ball joints and stuff, but they did a great job like hiding them, under the sleigh. And the tree is tipping over, and all of these, look at all, like every minifigure has
just
like
running and screaming.
Like girls are, there's these people over here that have scared faces. People are running. The grandma there is like taking a picture of Santa, and then the choir is still singing. Like the singers are just still singing that, and I'm like, I died laughing when I saw this.
Good.
Oh man. Oh.
You can really tell good stories with minifigures, and that's what makes it amazing.
Yeah. And this is the guy with a turkey leg, like running away. I just thought it was incredible.
Constructive criticism. That's what somebody just said. Yes, that is the word. I could not think of it. I was like my Rolodex wasn't catching the word fast enough. So thank you, Monica Berry. That is the term I was looking for. Constructive criticism.
Jake Sadovich just said Boone builds, and I'll talk a little bit more about that constructive criticism thing too. It said, what's your handle on Lego ideas? Let me see. I think it's Boone builds, but we'll go there.
Moto says Sam is stage 3. I don't know what he's talking about. What is stage 3? Oh, stage 3, like transformation. I don't. How many levels can Pokemon go to? I never watched Pokemon. I just know they final form and stuff like that. The only reason I really know final form term is from that woman who goes crazy about the chicken nuggets. Have you ever seen that YouTube video? She freaks out about them not giving her chicken nuggets at like 9:30 in the morning. They're like, we don't sell them at this time. She's like, don't make me assume my final form. She's pounding on the window and she's screaming at them. And I'm like, what? Like, this woman is crazy.
Okay, so Jake, I'm assuming, Jake, are you going to go follow me or what? I am Boone Builds on Lego Ideas. So you can see there I have 33 followers. I have zero submissions as of right now. If I refresh, am I going to see my followers count go up to 34?
Wait, look up me real fast to see if I'm on. I think it's under Lost Sleep.
Lost.
I haven't been on there in like 2 years, so I'm like I don't know.
No, Lost Sleep.
Nope. That would be who it would be though. I'm like, you probably have to type in Golden Girls to go through completed items and then find me that way. I don't know what it is. Not that one, because that's the one that's out now. You have to go to like ones that are sort by completed or you have to sort by like finished or no longer. No. Project phase.
Inspired ideas.
Not approved ideas. Not approved. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. That's
This one?
mine. Yep, that's mine. What does it say my name is? Lost Sleep. Yeah, you just
Lost
type me
Sleep.
in and it's there. How many followers do I have? Followers.
I can't tell.
No, scroll right there. Scroll right there. You're almost by it. It says followers.
Oh.
Oh, it doesn't say a number. Well, thanks for nothing.
Well, look, JM Clam.
Yay! That's awesome.
That's funny.
I haven't posted on there in like years.
Here, I'm gonna go back to me and see if anyone.
Yeah. See me an extra follower now. I got a new follower. That's my old sig fig before I got my butterfly wings and my longer hair. 33.
35.
35. Look at that.
Oh,
followers. Thanks, everyone. That's awesome.
Mark Crookshank, everybody says.
I love you, Mark.
Love you, Sam. We love you, Mark.
I miss seeing you.
Aqua Mike says, "What's up, Mark?" At Mark. Okay.
Aqua Mike said we should choose a build challenge, and I would like to do that actually with you, but let's not choose it today but I think I talked to you about it before because I'm in this mind right now with what your T-shirt is, so I would like to do something like that later. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Here's the thing is I won't announce what the next. So Aqua Mike, that's a good idea because last week I had Mel in the stream. And Mel decided he would come review my next build challenge with me. So we decided right then and there what the next challenge would be.
Oh, okay.
But that challenge isn't over yet. So I'm not ready for us to decide on what it's going to be. We'll do that sometime in the future.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the week after we finish the next one or something like that.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be like, I don't know, maybe the second week of September or something like that. Okay.
How long do you let them go for when they're building? Is it like 2 weeks?
They get 1 week to submit. And then on my old system, I just took way too long to get around to reviewing them all. But the new system worked. I was able to produce the last review video in 1 day. So so I think it should be, the one you helped me with. I went through and I sorted them and I picked them and I sent you some and we talked about them. So Mel and I will do that. So since I've kind of got a streamlined process now, so hopefully it will it'll be a little bit quicker this time. So the challenge ends. The last day to submit is this Saturday. Closes at I'll say it closes at 11:59 p.m. on Saturday is the
Pacific
last
Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, actually we're Pacific. We're actually Pacific Daylight Time right now.
Oh, is that his PDT?
But, yeah. But anyway, Fallen Tree said, Boone, what is your idea name? I'll just pop that right back up here. We just had it up here a moment ago. It is Boone Builds. I'm pretty much Boone. I am Boone Builds everywhere except Twitter. And Jude Dude says, do you have a sig fig, Samuel? Where can I get one? So, Boone, please send this to Samuel. You're going to have to give me... Jude is specifically asking me to send you this money.
Right now, but I have... Because everybody had their sig figs, and I'm like, I'm going to sell mine and get some. I have 100
Are they on your
legs. I have...
Are they on your website?
It looks like that. I have 100 legs. I have 100 chest pieces. I have 100 sets of wings. I have 100 heads. And I ordered 100 hair pieces from Germany in May. And they're not here yet.
Okay.
So I cannot sell them because I do not have the hair piece yet. And it was such a rare hair piece because it was only ever used on Taserface as the one figure that ever used it, Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's not, I can't find 100 of them anywhere. So it's very frustrating, and I'm waiting for that shipment to someday come. I had a shipment that I ordered in February that didn't come till June. with COVID, like they've had some like weird international shipping things. Some people are saying it's getting better now. I haven't seen it, but so I'm still afraid to order from overseas right now because I'm like, I can't wait 3 months for my parts. I need them.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jude, dude. I will send Sam that money. Hey, it is 8 o'clock. I am starving.
Yeah, me too.
Should I?
Thank you guys for coming to see us. I feel like that's so awesome, and they've been so friendly and like fun, and I always love talking to you, and you allow me to get off on tangents and be like reprimand me, going, hey, bring it back in.
Do you feel like I was doing that?
No, never. But that's one of the things I'm like, yay, I love that because I can go off on you're like.
I feel like this stream was the most just like off the cuff, like fly by the seat of our pants stream ever. And it's been so much fun. So much fun. We gotta do it more. We should get in a
so cool.
We should get in a stream soon with more people. We can get Mark in. Mark in and you and
too. I love seeing him.
And maybe Moto. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, I through doing these with the people, I have met so many friends that I've become like I love, like, Moto has become such a huge part of my life, and it's so funny because I'm like, I never knew him like 6 months ago.
Squid Kid says, longest video I've ever watched. Leah Chin says, don't go. I could stay, except I'm starving. So
I haven't eaten, so I'm ready to go eat too.
Leah,
I can't wait to see you again in real life. You were amazing. I mean, we met like at a convention, and I was like, who built this? What? Like, I could never build that. So I am impressed. Leah, you're awesome.
Well, yeah, Leah, thank you so much. I had so much fun when you were on the other week. And Sam, thank you so much for spending time with me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
This has been such a blast. I look forward to doing it again sometime in the future. And I'm looking at all of you out there now. Fallen Tree, Jeff McElwee, see you later. JM Clam, AFOL Cyril, Dave Morgan, Moto, our lovely moderators.
So many names. I can't.
Dude, with another $20. Thank you, Jude. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Benjamin and King Clanka, you are all so wonderful. You're the reason we do this, and I appreciate you. And as long as you keep watching, we will keep coming back.
Mark, I love you. Thank you.
What did he say? Where is he?
He's just like, I love you, Wildflower. I'm like, oh, like, then he just like, I was telling a friend about that today. I know we're supposed to go. I was telling a friend because that's my special name that only few friends know. Like it, and so when if I'm walking on the sidewalk and somebody says Sam, they might know me, but if somebody says Wildflower, I know they know me, and it's like it's magical. And so I always feel magical when the people say it. So thank you, Mark. I love you. I can't wait to Brick World too. I can't wait to see you. Bye, everyone.
All right. Thank you all so much. This has been such a lovely AFOL Spotlight Live. And until next time, go build something amazing.
Let's go! Time aboard this proverbial Winnebago. We're talking about the awesome fans of Lego. So build your mock and shift it into drive. It's time for AFOL Spotlight.